Welcome back, everybody. It is the PM Show with the Manettis, Larry and Nancy Manetti. Of course, our good buddy Will Link in studio with his link to the movies. And on the line right now, Dr. Carl Petrasso, the good doctor. He's going to be interpreting your dreams. We're going to talk about the dream interpretation process and the way the dreams actually talk about what's happening in your subconscious mind.
Hi, Dr. Carl.
Hi, Larry. Good to be speaking with you.
Hi, Dr.
Hey,
Carl.
Doc, does it
Hi,
make
honey.
any difference regarding dreams if you have a feather pillow or a rubber pillow?
Actually, it does, because the degree to which you are comfortable during sleep will affect not only whether or not you sleep, whether or not you go into REM sleep, but it could also affect the types of dreams that you have. If you're on a pillow that's uncomfortable, then what's going to happen is that physical pain that you're feeling is actually going to enter your dream, and it's going to affect the kind of dream that you have.
Oh, interesting. Now, Dr. Carl Petrasso, of course, you've been on the show a number of times, but for our listeners that are just tuning in that have never heard from you or heard about you, Dr. Carl, tell us a little bit about yourself and about your book, Dreaming for Success.
Well, the book Dreaming for Success is based on a concept of human potential. My background is in clinical psychology, and I've worked in forensic psychology as well, and educational psychology. But the idea is that as human beings, we all have a potential within ourselves, and we can actualize that potential to become the person we want to be, to have the things that we want to have. And this potential, both our conscious and our unconscious mind are working together. So the things we do during the day and the things we do in sleep during dreaming, and this may include daydreams and the kinds of dreams that we have as our human goals, these two things, the conscious and the unconscious, work together. And the dream is a door, is an insight, is a inspiration, and is an advisor as to how we can move in the direction that we want to move to in our life. And so Dreaming for Success is about how the unconscious and the conscious mind work together to actualize the potential you have, and how your dreams are giving you the advice as well as improving other aspects of your health to help you achieve those things.
You know, Dr. Carl, I know typically when we have you on the show, we talk about often just the general dreams that we have in late night slumber, but you brought something up that kind of got me interested here, is about daydreams and sometimes like those kind of dreamlike fantasies that we have during the day, you know, these alter ego boosting kind of fantasies. Are those legitimate? Do those kind of help feed the same process?
They actually are very, very important and very, very legitimate. And folks that want to talk about their daydreams, if they want to call in, I'd love to talk about that subject with folks. But the daydream actually is a coming together of the creative aspects of our mind. In other words, our daydream really thrusts us into a world that we want to be in. It puts us in a place that we want to be in. And that has to do with the intuitive aspect of our mind, with the creative aspect of our mind, with the memory-solving aspect of our mind. And that can be very useful in helping us to develop for ourselves a sense of direction and where we want to be.
Wow, this is really interesting. So these kind of daytime fantasies that we have, we should actually make some strides and efforts to actualizing those fantasies.
Absolutely. And they can be very important for analysis, just like a dream can be important for analysis, because if you look at what you're daydreaming about and you look at how it makes you feel, and you take your daydreams from a symbolic aspect, you can begin to get insight into where it is you really want to be in your life and how you can get there.
That's amazing.
I have a question. Why were my dreams more technicolor, just more adamant when I lived in Hawaii at the Hilton Hawaiian Village when we did the show?
Because usually, Larry, when you have dreams and the dreams are in color, they really have to do with the fact that you're dealing very strongly with the emotional aspect of yourself. And that your emotional life is very much invested in what it is you're dreaming about. So when you're at a point in your life, for example, if you're involved in a show and you're involved in the acting and you're involved in calling upon the intuitive and emotional parts of yourself, that's going to bring a certain vividness to the way you experience dreams because you're dealing more with the emotional and intuitive aspect of yourself.
Wow, interesting.
Wow. So it's almost like these emotions colorize our dreams, to kind of say it simply.
You know what? I like that. That's a really good way of saying that. The emotions have the effect of colorizing our dreams for us.
Wow, that's really cool stuff. Now, I know that many of our listeners out there, of course, have strange maybe dreams. Maybe sometimes things are maybe a little bit taboo. Are those things that people should worry about? I mean, should we worry about having dreams of maybe doing illegal things or things that maybe are considered amoral? I mean, these are concerns that people that have dreams have sometimes.
Well, you know what? My immediate answer is going to be no, but I'll tell you, I'm preparing a paper right now on the dreams for the criminal mind. First of all, let me say that we all dream about things that are taboo, and that is a normal part of dreaming. And when we dream about the things that are taboo, there is a symbolic meaning to that actually can help us to understand what we need to do in our lives and where it is we want to be in actualizing some potential aspect of ourselves. However, there are also dreams for those individuals who are antisocial, for those individuals who engage in criminal behavior. One very interesting aspect, for example, is that Jeffrey Dahmer used to dream about what he would do to his victims and actually enjoyed having vivid and horrific dreams.
Wow.
And then would act out those dreams. So his dream world was part of his criminal behavior. And one of the things that I'm talking about in this paper that I'm preparing is the difference between when we dream about something that's taboo and we wake up and we say to ourselves, that's horrible. Why did I dream that? That's a terrible thing. Versus when we dream about something that's very taboo and we're saying to ourselves, boy, I'd like to do that. That's something I'd like to have happen.
Wow, that's amazing.
How that affects our lives.
That's interesting stuff. Guys, give us a call, 800-336-2225, 800-336-2225. Get your dream interpreted by dream interpreter Dr. Carl Petrasso. And, of course, be sure to check out his book, Dreaming for Success. We'll talk more about that when we come back from the break and take your calls right here on the PM Show with Larry and Nancy Manetti. We'll be back right after this.